Let's do our morning routine together. Good morning! I'm gonna walk through what I do every single morning. Sometimes there's some morning when I can get in a full 30 minutes. There are other times when I'm having a crazy morning, I have to do it later in the day, or I only get to do 10 minutes. And I say start out small, like start with 10 minutes, because I know 30 minutes can be a little overwhelming for some people who feel like they already have a crazy schedule. Also joining me today, this is Simba. This is my kitten. She's actually a girl. We just needed a Simba to complete my Lion King collection of cats. That's what normal people do. So normal. Honestly, the first thing I do when I get out of bed is chug some water. This is like my meditation, quiet gratitude couch. Me and Simba's area. Right, see? She says you can sit here, I guess. Oh, and also coffee. I actually like to first read. So I like to read for like 10 minutes, nothing crazy. I love reading books about like good news stories about other people who have become successful. So some of the books that I love to read, classic one, Hero's Journey or like The Secret, if you like to read those, has a lot of good anecdotes about people who've become really successful and how they did it. I also love this book, Everything is Figureoutable. The books I'm reading right now is Think and Grow Rich. I've always like having like a bunch of different types of books. This has been another one too, The Game of Life. So I'll really just like read for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, just to maybe a chapter or a couple pages, just to kind of get in the mood, you know? Then after a couple minutes reading, I get my gratitude journal, which I just have a basic notebook. I literally don't have anything fancy. It's just a blank notepad. The first sentence, I always write out the same. I start as, Dear Universe, I am so grateful you are my partner in business and life and you guide me towards all the good that I want. And then I'll start writing just, oh, she says, not for me. I'll just start writing thank you so much, and I'll start with things that I already have. And then I'll kind of branch out to things that I want that I don't have yet, but I'm still thanking the universe as if I already have them. These can be big things, little things, feelings, people. So now I got my full page done, and then I just read it out loud. I always make sure too when I'm reading it that I'm reading it as if I already have this stuff. I think a big point of it, instead of just writing all this stuff out, I think a lot of people just go through the motions of writing it out, but don't really go through and read it as if it is happening and really picture on the feelings that you would have if you already have that. Here's mine. Thank you so much for my house in my backyard. Thank you so much for my health, for my family's health, and for my pet's health. Thank you so much for all the money that I've saved up. Thank you so much for my trip to LA this week. Thank you so much for my amazing audience. Thank you so much for 5 million on TikTok. So this is where I'm getting into stuff that has not happened yet. Thank you so much for my own TV show. Thank you so much for getting on Jimmy Fallon. It's gonna happen. I will write this over and over again. Thank you so much for making 6 figures a year, being a full-time performer and creator. Thank you so much for getting to travel all over the world, trying amazing food. Thank you for getting me in contact with all the right people. And then I always end with, I now release these words to the law, truth, and power of the universe, and I know that it is done. And I say thank you, and then I sign my name. The last part is really, I will take 5-10 minutes max, like depending on how much time I have. Sometimes it's only a couple minutes. I'll sit in quiet. I'll put on maybe like some background music, put on maybe like some instrumentals or something just to kind of focus my mind on. Either sitting there and just imagining having all these things already, what that would feel like, how I would feel. Or I'll do like some 5-minute, I have a bunch of meditations that I'll listen to, finish with that, and then I'll go on my day. Normally after that, I actually do like to work out and then shower, get ready for the day, and you will be unstoppable. When you're writing out your gratitude, you can make it however you want. I think some people get too wrapped around like it has to be perfect. Yes, there are definitely things that I write over and over again. The Jimmy Fallon show, I have been writing pretty much every day for like a year. Same with the 6 figures a year, I write every single day. I'll just kind of write like how I'm feeling, and I don't really think, I'm just in my mind like, what do I really want right now? What am I really working on? And what are some great things that have happened? A lot of times I'll write down people that I'm grateful for, feelings that I'm grateful for. Be whatever you want, and you can do it however you want. But I think the biggest thing overall is also having that feeling that comes along with it as you're reading this and as you're writing it. Write it and feel it as if it's already happening. Sit afterwards and visualize in your head, how would you feel with all of these things? What would you do? When it comes to choosing your books, like I love books that I feel like speak to me, like sticks out to me, that I'm like, oh, that catches my eye. It's like, huh, maybe there's a reason that you kind of had a light bulb moment when you saw it. Also, or it's a book that someone's been recommending to you. You've heard someone recommend it time and time again. Maybe that's a book that the universe wants you to read. Most of all, don't put pressure on yourself and don't make it feel like a chore. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, yes, I'm so glad. The first thing I get to do is have 30 minutes with myself. As soon as my day starts, it's so crazy. I don't feel like I have time to sit by myself and have time to really kind of go through my day, go through what's going on in my head. After you do this, you should feel so good that you're like, oh my God, I gotta do this every morning. I get more energy, I get inspired, I get more creative, and a lot of my really good ideas will come right after that. And I have a notepad that I'll just make notes as I'm manifesting and as I'm meditating, I'll write it down and then I'll just sit with it. And it's amazing what new things will come into your mind. Let me know what else you guys wanna know. I'll put some books below too that I recommend, that I have loved. But if there are any other questions, if I should do a part 2, put them below and I will get to them. Thank you guys so much. Hope you have an amazing morning.